Emilio, the Honey Badger Urrutia!
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Honey Badger Hour podcast. It's your boy, the Badger, and we are back. Thank you guys for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe on the little notification bell below to keep you up to date whenever we have new podcast episodes, reaction videos, and breakdowns. What's going on, everybody? I hope we've all had a great week. We are in the aftermath of UFC 312, all right? And still, DDP still the champion. I feel bad. Last video, we were kind of like, man, everybody was a little bit disappointed in Sean Strickland's lackluster performance. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of the fans are going at him. I even was like a little bit like, yo, this guy talks a big game, he's not this and that. But hey, listen, bro, honestly though, man, I got to defend my dog one time because this guy's getting thrown shade on by his coach. Man, bro, what is this guy's name, man? I just was Googling him. I don't know. I could be wrong, bro. But does this guy fight? What's the name of... Has Sean Strickland's coach ever been in a fist fight before? Okay. What's this guy's name? Nick what? What's Sean... I'm going to look it up right now. I'm sorry, guys. We got to look into this. Because my dog is out here talking... Sean... Man, bro, guys. All right. His name's not Nick. His name's Eric. Yo, guys. This guy, Erick Nicksick. I gotta check, bro. My bad, guys. We gotta see. What do you call it? We gotta check the receipts, bro. Might have been a fighter, and then I gotta take all this off. So let's see right now. While there is no fight history for Erick Nicksick, he has had many students that have fought at professional levels. Some of these students include Chris Curtis, Julian Erosa, Mike Pyle, Sean Strickland, and John Quick Guns Gunderson. Nicksick has no notable... All right, hold on a sec. Erick Nicksick's best fight of all time. Erick Nicksick has no notable or public matches that he has personally fought in. Many of his students have had notable performances in some of the largest MMA competitions, including UFC. Who did Erick Nicksick lose to? Erick Nicksick has no record of ever losing a match. Erick Nicksick's record. Erick Nicksick does not have a cohesive record. There is no record of any competitions he has fought in. But my dog has got a DVD on cage control for MMA. Yo, guys, call me crazy, call me a little harsh, but how you gonna have a DVD about cage control, but ain't nobody ever seen you control somebody on the cage? Am I tripping, guys? Because when I'm looking into what's wrong with the world today, what's wrong with MMA, what's wrong, you got media people in MMA who ain't never fought before. They ain't never been punched in the mouth. They've never done a training camp. And then they go on these, and then they go to these press conferences and they bother the fighter with these retarded questions, okay? And then you got coaches, they ain't never been punched in the face before. They ain't never been tired. What's this fucking guy's name? Erick Nicksick. Yo, has Erick Nicksick... All right, I'm sorry, guys. So, look, here's the thing. I got to double back on everything I just said because I know I was giving harsh criticisms to Sean Strickland because he was like, we're going to go tit to tit, this and that. We're going to have the fight of the night. We're going to leave it all in the octagon. And he kind of just jabbed and teeped and was just trying not to lose, right? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm out here being a little bit harsh. I'm giving him, like, legit criticism. You know what I'm saying? But at least, guys, at least, if you're like, oh, bro, you got to practice what you preach. All right, well then you can see fights of me. You can see me knocking fools out, and you can see me getting knocked the fuck out. All right. So at least if I tell you, hey man, you gotta go in there and you gotta leave it all in the octagon, I have a fucking over 20 fights where I have left it all in there. You look at my face, it's fucked up because of fights that I've had that have been really bad. And I probably should have done more takedowns, but I wanted to do the man dance. You know what I'm saying? So I've suffered the consequences, guys. So I feel like me saying something, I have a little bit more weight on it. But bro, imagine you fight. Imagine this guy gets paid. Imagine, unless he's not getting paid, you know what I'm saying? But because this guy, I don't know, man, guys. All right, here's the thing. I'm always a little bit suspect of when I see coaches that are like always in the interviews. They're always in the spotlight. I call them spotlight coaches, you know. They're guys that they've been around the game for a long time. They know how to train and have like a good gift of gab. You know what I'm saying? They know how to talk. They know how to motivate you. And guys like Nick, I know these guys are on the streets, man. They're really good pad holders, you know. I'm always flabbergasted by guys who are really good pad holders. But then I'm like, yo, but you can't do that shit. So why even, like, I'm a really good pad holder, but I usually don't do stuff that I can't demo. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a guy's training with me, I'm not going to have him doing spinning wheel kicks and all these things in the repertoire that I don't really do. You know, like my pads are realistic to like my level and what my range of strikes. You know what I'm saying? So I try not to be like a bullshit artist like that. But imagine you're out here doing combinations with a guy and he ain't ever hit those combinations on nobody. It's crazy, guys. We live in a crazy world today. There's a lot of MMA fighters. There's a lot of coaches that they never stepped in the octagon, yo. They never competed. They never had those. They never even done a jiu-jitsu tournament. They never sat around for 10 hours. They never got to a place at 9 in the morning. All right, signed up for a jiu-jitsu tournament and waited till 5 p.m. to compete. And then wait again until 7 to compete. You know, these are things that like coaches and guys who've been in the game, they grew up on this. They know this. This is like dealing with the nerves, dealing with the time settings. You know, there's a lot of things that go into fighting that's not just about techniques. And you know what's interesting? I heard somebody saying, I think it was Demetrius Johnson, he was saying that he didn't really hear the things out of his coach that he wanted to hear from the coach. You know what I'm saying? So this is what happens, guys. You get these coaches, they know how to hold pads, they know how to rile you up. We're going to do this, go out there and get him. And it's all good when you're winning. But bro, when between rounds, when you need technical advice, you know, you need advice from somebody who's been in there and feels what you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm in the fight, right, if I'm cornering somebody and my guy comes up gassed, all right, I'm not going to tell him to shoot double legs and throw high kicks. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to corner this guy through the fight. So if I got a guy and he comes back gassed, right, I'm going to be like, yo, let's breathe. Let's stick and move. All right? You don't got to go all the way all the time. This is a fight, right? It's a whole story that you got to play out. So if let's say a first round happens, whether you win or lose, you come back and you're a little bit gassed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be like, hey, man, you got to put your nose on your mouthpiece. Like, yo, you should never. Okay, yes, I don't understand if you're down 4 rounds, but like, as far as technical advice from a coach, you should never hear a coach telling me like, hey, you need to dig down on your mouthpiece and walk forward and dig deep. How bad do you want this? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, in the corner, there's no time for that hoorah, fake, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? When you're in that corner, you need to be giving technical advice. You need to be telling this guy, hey, man, you need to work more feints, okay? Every time you throw the right hand, it lands, so throw more right hands. Don't throw single low kicks, bro. Hey, man, every time you throw a low kick with no punches in front of it, he's going to counter you, okay? You got to set up your kicks with punches. Set up your takedowns. Hey, this guy sprawled on you that last time? Okay, come with the uppercut next time he sprawls. You know, like little things like this, guys. So now that I say this and now that we make this video, like, put your ear to the streets, and when you hear coaches talk and stuff like this, tell me what you think. Tell me if I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I don't know how we got into that whole tangent, but the whole video was supposed to be like, yo, I was a little bit blown away when this guy's on Ariel Helwani's show. This guy's on MMA Submission Radio. Bro, this guy is going on a media tour after you lose. He ain't got no, like, man, if you're a proper coach, has no business going on the TV, bro. Honestly, guys, I think a real coach should be in the back, in the back. You know what I'm saying? A real coach, I'm telling you guys, this is like a game, bro. These guys, they're getting away with the glory of fighting without ever fighting. And this is why coaches need to stay in the back. You know what I'm saying? This is why coaches don't go to the press conference. You know, and some fighters, they hide their coach. they hold their coach in very high regard. Like, look at Javier Mendez, guys. You don't see Javier Mendez going on press tours. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they do. I understand they're doing what they got to do because they're getting questioned. But you got to back your fighter, bro. You're in this guy's corner. You're supposedly in the gym with this guy, getting him ready for fights. And you're going to talk about how he had an unhardly performance or whatever. Like, oh, it was not a very inspiring. He had an uninspiring performance. It's like, yo, my mans, even if you really feel that, how you going to say that out loud in the energy, bro? How you going to put that energy out into the universe where you're being honest? Like, yo, some people don't need to know the truth. You know, you got to learn how to bullshit a little better, my man. I mean, bro, I would never want somebody... Like, even if I went out there and I didn't listen to my coach whatsoever, bro, I'm going to pay this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, now maybe he's not getting paid by Sean or there's some type of, like, disagreement like this. But I think it's laughable. Like, I really do think it's laughable. I don't care how many world champions you've cornered, bro. I don't care how many guys you've held pads for. Okay? You got to walk. You got to make that walk, bro. Like, if you never made that walk, you're just a spectator, man. And to come out of pocket like that and to talk about your own guy, talk about this guy that you're supposedly back, I don't know. I just felt like it was a little bit raw. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I wouldn't be down to be... I wouldn't want to see my coach going on a media tour talking about how I wasn't showing a lot of heart and that I wasn't listening and that my heart wasn't in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, how about... I fucked up as a coach. Maybe how about... maybe we need to work more double legs on Sean's corner. You know what I'm saying? Maybe... Why don't you say what he should have done, you know? Instead of talking about how he didn't really seem there. Bro, sometimes when you fight, some days you wake up in the morning, sometimes you have the best fight camp of your life, and you wake up on that fight day and you're just not feeling it. Maybe some days you wake up and you're in your head and you're feeling a little bit negative and you let those demons get the best of you. You know what I'm saying? And you go out there and you have a bad performance, bro. Sometimes you go out there, you can have 35 fights, and sometimes you go out there and you just freeze, you know? Sometimes you lose on purpose because of like some self-sabotage thing, you know? There's a lot of fighting and mentality that goes into this game that for a guy who's never stepped in there and he's never gotten his ass kicked before, I think it's a little bit out of pocket for him to be talking. And listen, I'm not saying what he was saying is false. And I'm not saying that other people can say that, bro. Like, I don't know Sean Strickland. That ain't my dog. You know, he's not my boy. So I can speak freely and I can speak candidly on what I see. You know what I'm saying? But to have your own peoples, you know what I'm saying, kick you while you're down, it's like, damn, dog. That's not the type of guy I want to go to war with. You know, that's not the guy I want on my team, bro. So... It just makes me question a lot of things, you know? And I've heard that guy before, and I've heard him speak, and I've always thought, like, man, this guy doesn't really seem like a coach. You know what I'm saying? He seems a little bit, I don't know. I get yes man vibes from Erick Nicksick or whatever. Yeah, Nicksick, right? Yeah. So, guys, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think, listen, I'm not saying what Erick Nicksick did was wrong, all right? I'm just saying that, I'm not saying that what Nicksick said was wrong. I'm just saying that from a coach, from being the guy's head coach, I think there's a time and place. That's a conversation. Oh, you didn't fight with heart. You wasted my time. Even if you're upset at the guy, bro, that's a conversation you have behind closed doors. You know, that's a conversation you have with the team in the locker room like a couple weeks from now. You know, like, hey, man, if you want to go at this again, you need to put it in there. Or, I don't know, bro, but, you know, if he had a good training camp and everything, then why are you mad? Like, look what Izzy lost. You see Eugene kicking Izzy down when he loses? You know what I'm saying? No, what does Eugene say? He's like, I'm proud of him because he trained so hard in his fight camp. So this guy went from talking about how we had a great fight camp to then about how in the fight it kind of went wrong. But you know what? I'll tell you, Eugene Behrman, he's been in that ring before, bro. He's been in the octagon. He's taken the licks. He's won and he's lost. So at least he understands what it takes. He understands the anaerobic capacity to compete. He understands what it is to be thinking and fighting. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I think Strickland and that relationship, that's when I feel like it's very important when you have a coach that like you're kind of like in fear of and you really look up to like a role model. Like you look at the way that Khabib looks at his father and his coach Javier Mendez in his regard. You see how Volkanovski puts his life in Joe Lopez and Eugene Behrman's hands. You know what I'm saying? Demetrius Johnson was with I'm blanking out right now, but Demetrius Johnson was with the Wizard, Matt Hume. You know what I'm saying? You see, like, these guys, like, they look at their coaches because their coaches have been there. They've been in the battles before. So, you know, and I'm not even blaming Erick Nicksick on being never fighting. Because honestly, listen, bro, you can get away with that. If you never fought before, for me personally, I'm not going to have a guy who's never fought. I can't have a guy who's never fought be my coach. My bad. Like, meaning, like, I gonna let, like, a jiu-jitsu black belt and a Muay Thai world champion train me Muay Thai, and I'll have a legit black belt, like, high-level guy. But as far as, like, head MMA coach, I'm not going to do MMA from a jiu-jitsu guy or from a Muay Thai guy. They can't do double legs. Me personally, but I don't think that's the number one discreditor to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can be a Muay Thai master and then be like head coach and facilitate, but you know where your skill's at, you know? So I don't think I'm not saying that you need to be an MMA fighter to coach MMA. But I feel like for most guys you should, you know what I'm saying? But whatever, I'll even let that slide. But if you're not going to fight, then you can't talk about fights like you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't ever been like, I fought 5 rounds before, bro. Like, whether at the low level or the high level, I know what it is to compete for 5-minute rounds with 1-minute breaks and battle and thug it out. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I know what it is to get in shape and shit like this, so just to talk bad about fighters and you never fought, like, it's kind of interesting, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, bro, you know, you don't know, man. Like, everybody's head is different too, you know? Fighting is a lot of mental, so I know I was talking shit on Sean Strickland, and I'm not trying to be like a hypocrite, but I just think it's foul that his coach is out here taking shots at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, this guy is going to eat a lot of humble pie because he talks a big game and now he's got to eat it. And out of all the people to criticize, because you're going to have me criticize, you're going to have all the other journalists criticize, but to have your own coach talk about that, you had an unheartening performance or whatever he said, like, I don't even know what, like, bro, you're trying to out here go on Ariel Helwani, and like, I don't know if I want to coach him again. It's like, bro, so you go out there, you win a fight, and then if the guy wins, it's all good. But when he loses, it's on him. It's like, I don't know, bro. That's not the type of guy I want to go to war with. You know what I'm saying? You got to back your boys, bro. At least that. I mean, you can be candid and you can be honest, but there's a time and place. And the Ariel Helwani show is not the place where you want to throw shade on Sean Strickland. So maybe Sean Strickland doesn't even care and he ain't going to mind about it. But I thought a little bit out of pocket, guys. So tell me what you think. Tell me if I'm crazy. Tell me if I'm tripping. I don't know. I could be tripping and maybe he's just speaking facts. I understand he's speaking facts. I'm not saying he's speaking facts, but what I'm saying is, yo, some facts don't need to be said out loud on the internet, bro. Anyways, Honey Badger Hour. That's just my opinions. And opinions are like assholes, guys. Remember, everybody has one, so we're all entitled to them. Anyways, let me know what you guys think below. Do you think he was out of pocket, or you guys think that, like, he was just speaking facts and that Sean Strickland needs to hear the truth? Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Honey Badger Hour. We are out.